This video is not about marijuana, but let's talk about marijuana. For a very long time, advocates of legalizing marijuana have relied on a few things that they like to say. It's just a plant, bro. But what about alcohol, bro? Bro, it's just a plant. And if you bring up any of the countless risks and problems with marijuana, you will hear, it's just a plant, bro. And what about alcohol, bro? What about tobacco, dude? Don't you know that people smoke cigarettes? That's why marijuana should be legal. I can think of something else that's bad, therefore this thing that I want to be legal it's good. Or else you're not being consistent. I guess that was the argument for legalization for a very long time. Now, in America, in our United States, marijuana was legalized by popular vote in some states, leading to this weird funhouse mirror of laws where something is federally illegal but legal on the state level. And the question that we might want to ask is, how did that happen? Well, the answer to it is they just popularized weed. It just got really popular because a lot of people made up a bunch of movies and songs and pushed stuff in advertisements, and they got a lot of money from investors to eventually get people to vote to legalize marijuana in Washington State and Colorado and then a bunch of other places. So what's happened? Well, we've had a definitive answer as to whether or not it's just a plant. Surprising nobody, it totally just cures cancer, dude. It helps people that need to gain weight, man. It's it's almost like a cure to cancer or something. People with mental problems just get better when they toke it up and smoke their bowl and snort their dabs or whatever it is they do. They hit up that vape pen, and you know what? They're in their right mind, in the zone. In all honesty, these people voting for legalized marijuana finally got the chance to show the world whether or not it was right for marijuana to be legalized. They argued that it would create some sort of less violent society, that people would be more peaceful, that things would just work out better. Now, I will leave that up to you to decide, because when it comes to asking the question of should there be any limitations on this, are there any downsides, is this maybe this is a bad thing we have to address and work on before making something like this legal? Oh no, no. See, it was never in the cards to discuss those things. They pretended, or even in some cases legitimately believed, that you would have people with no diseases because marijuana cures everything. Of course, that's because they are idolaters. As much as they can say it's just a plant, bro. I've never seen worship festivals conducted for crabgrass, have you? Perish the thought. It's not just a plant for them. Uh-uh. No, their whole personality revolves around it, so there was never any other option. It is all or nothing. This will be legalized, and now society has to live with the consequences of that. They have to live with the consequences of reductionistic thinking being shoved into people's brains until they got exactly what they wanted. Now, again, It's up to you to decide whether it is worth it. We should ask this, by the way, to marijuana activists. You can get high legally now in a number of places. Was that worth, well, some of the bad stuff that's happened? Can you look in the faces of certain people and say, well, that was a necessary sacrifice so I can roll my joint at home and eat Cheerios for 3 hours watching cartoons? Is it worth it? Over the past few episodes of Mark His Words, we have been working on and developing how you can avoid being a sucker to somebody else that wants to manipulate you so that you do what they want. So, like I said, this is not about marijuana. A whole lot of people voted to legalize marijuana with all of the results of that based on high in the sky argumentation from activists and lawyers who did not have their best interests in mind, who summarized everything through just a couple points like, it's just a plant, bro, weed is actually good for you, etc., and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Wow, cancer patients can get hungry again. There was no way to get them hungry other than marijuana, so this has to be legalized. That was their argument. Seriously. We live with those consequences because massive amounts of people in various states in the American Union listened. Listened to, hey, one neat trick, and look at how much better it's all going to be. Now, this gives us quite the litmus test. If somebody has an idea and a position, if they think that they have a worldview that explains it all, and they want you to be converted to that worldview, that political worldview, or whatever it is, and they want you to do things for them to accomplish their goals, ask them about your concerns. If they downplay them all, if you say, I don't know, this could result in some unintended consequences, and they respond by brushing it off or getting hostile with you, you are interacting with somebody that doesn't want you to think so deeply about this. They want to go to a stupid person to make them a patsy so they can get what they want. So they can get somebody else's hands dirty. So they can manipulate stupid people or autistic people into doing things to achieve their goals, whether they are in good faith or not. I advise you, don't be a sucker. Don't listen to such people. So that's all I've got to say about that. Don't listen to reductionists who say that all of our problems are solved if we just do this, or this thing is the true source of all of our problems, no matter what. Maybe they have a point. Maybe there is a real problem with a certain thing or group or whatever, but that is one contributing factor, and that's not enough for you to risk throwing your life away for such a person. Be an adult. Think about it. They don't have authority over you to force you to say or do stuff, so you can just tell them to buzz off. All right, that's about that for today. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit share. Write down the link. Give it to your mother. Have her give that to her friends, please. Even if it's on like a napkin or something, that would be awesome. And if you could email your friends saying, this dude at the Very Lutheran Project on the Catacomb Church's YouTube channel said some things that I think you should hear. Well, that'd be a great idea. And if you want to prank them, you can tell them to leave a comment on my YouTube videos and they'll go, hey, comments are disabled. And you can like kind of point and laugh, like a made you look moment. By the way, comments are disabled on this because I'd prefer people email me at very_Lutheran@tutanota.com and we can strike up a more personal conversation without me having to babysit a comments section. But that's it for that. We'll go over some other interesting topics for protecting you in the political minefield that is the 21st century. Amen and amen. Okay, I really don't like reggae, producer. Can we speed this up? Yeah, this is supposed to be my video. We don't have to have the music just going on forever. Listen to that. Does the guitarist know any other rhythm? No, he doesn't. It's just always on that downbeat. I guess there's like the steel guitarist there doing his thing, if that's a steel guitar or some sort of synthesizer mimicking the sound there, but it's always... Come on, can you come up with something else? How much reggae is in 6/8? Okay, this has been going on a long time, producer. How long do I have to sit through this? Fine, you know what? Hate facts about reggae. Let's do it. Bob Marley died of what, colon cancer? Gee, small wonder, given that he was smoking like 7 pounds a day of weed. The dude from Sublime, he died from a heroin overdose. Boy, howdy, you know, all those marijuana activists telling me that it's not a gateway drug? Well, sure was for him, wasn't it? You know, everybody in my life that I knew that ended up doing hard drugs, whether that was crippling heroin addictions or if they started snorting up cocaine, whatever the case was, they all started with weed. Can we just admit that the whole gateway drug thing is true? You know, I wonder, since we're going on about all of this, have you noticed that we have this massive problem with fentanyl now? And it's lacing a lot of the weeds. A lot of the weed dealers will lace their dope with fentanyl in order to get people more hooked on their weed. And you can't get it from the dispensaries, right? Because those are taxed. So the black market kept going. All those arguments that, oh, this would get rid of the black market for marijuana. No, it just made it worse. Because now people don't want to pay the sales tax. And a lot of the dealers, they don't want to go above table because they don't want to pay taxes. So they keep growing it on their own. They keep having their little basement hydroponics set up and their black lights and everything like that. They keep doing it, and it hasn't reduced crime. I guarantee you, if you look at all the test results in Colorado for all the state schools and stuff, that's probably... Oh, finally. Gosh, thank you, producer. Anyway. Catch you guys later. Love you.